I've been on the hunt for the perfect blouse pattern. Does it exist? Possibly not, but I've been hunting for blouses that you can dress up, dress down, layer down, that are going to see me through the autumn and winter season. I'm sadly lacking on the blouse front, strangely. So I found 10 blouse patterns that potentially I'm going to make over the autumn and winter, and I've matched them up with 10 fabrics from my stash. Hi there, I'm Christine the Gemini Stitcher and welcome to my little sewing space. Yes, you heard me right, I've been blouse hunting or blouse pattern hunting, and I have found 10 blouses that potentially, hopefully, I want to get into my wardrobe for the autumn and winter. Now, I tend to gravitate towards the t-shirts, the sweatshirts, the French terries, and I've decided that this autumn winter I'm going to elevate my wardrobe, if you like, and incorporate more, not fancy blouses, but all-round blouses that are going to get rotated in my wardrobe this autumn and winter and get me out of the t-shirts and long tops and smarten myself up a little bit, hopefully. So I've chosen 10 that potentially I want to make. Some of them I've already got the patterns for. Brilliant, because I'm desperately trying to use up all the patterns that are in my stash. So I have got a few that I've already got the patterns for, but oops, there's some that I haven't, and I don't care. If I like them, I will get the patterns, but only when I'm ready to actually make that garment, so that I don't end up with patterns languishing in my stash that haven't been used. So that's one way that I'm trying to control my pattern purchases. And I am also trying to control my fabric purchasing. Yes, I heard you all laugh. I had a little chuckle myself when that thought popped in my head, but I am trying. So all of these blouse patterns that I'm going to show you, I've got myself a beautiful pile of fabrics here that have all come from my stash. So winner on the fabric front. I'm not going to be searching for any fabric to make any of these garments with. So shall we make a start, because this could potentially be a bit of a bumper vlog. The first blouse pattern that I want to make, I haven't got the pattern for. So it might not be the first one that I actually make, but it's the first one on my list. And I've been looking at it for quite a while. Andrea from Beyond the Pink Door has made some beautiful versions of this blouse, and I thought, yeah, I need this one in my life. And it is from ATELIER JUPE, and it's the Freda blouse. Now, I've never thought of ATELIER JUPE patterns, not particularly. I think I made one when we did the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge and didn't really like it. So I was steered away from their patterns, but the Freda blouse looks like one that will really suit me. I love the gathers that are around the top yoke, because being of the slightly boobylicious variety, I think it will be very flattering for my shape and not be tight around the boobs. So let's have a look at the fabric that I've chosen for the Freda. Now, this is a bit of interlining there, oops. This is a double gauze fabric that I got from Higgs and Higgs when I was at the quilt festival, and it's a reversible double gauze. So one side has got the big stripes and the other side has got narrow stripes on it. So I thought this would be great for the Freda blouse because the top yoke area I could do in the narrow stripes and do them that way, and the bottom area in the wide stripes and do it that way, or the other way round. Let me know, will wide stripes or narrow stripes look better in the body? But that's the plan for this. So what do they say about the Freda blouse? Freda is a romantic looking blouse with a French touch. It has a gathered front, a button placket in the front, an elegant collar and 3/4 sleeves with small inverted pleat. The back also has an inverted pleat for an elegant look. It comes in sizes 34 EU to up to 52, which equates to a UK size 6 up to 24. The fabric choices are light to medium weight for this pattern, like viscose, tencel, cotton, linen or polyester, and they give it a difficulty level of 3 out of 4. Blouse number 2 is the Pant, I hope I'm saying that right, blouse from Lise Taylor. Now again, it's got gathering round the yoke. There's a bit of a theme with my blouses. It's all to do with the boobs, girls, and I've chosen to make it in this popping green floral fabric. I've had it in my stash for a while. I bought it from Oh So Crafty when I was on the sewing retreat last March. I have made a top with it for the summer and I want to make a blouse for the autumn and winter as well. So I'm thinking the Pant blouse will be beautiful made up in this floaty viscose fabric. So let's have a look what they say about the Pant. The Pant is a basic shirt twisted by Lise Taylor to be the shirt worn inside or outside your jeans or skirt. The details include the front and back yoke enhance a pretty play of volume. The gathers are evenly distributed to offer a harmonious figure. Puff sleeves echo the shirt's design while unveiling the wrists to brighten lightness and femininity. The final touch of this pattern lies in the pretty Peter Pan collar and its curved finishings. So they're classing this as an expert level. They recommend fabrics that are to medium weight woven fabrics. The pattern comes in sizes EU 34 up to a 52, and you will need 1.4 meters to 1.9 meters of fabric. Blouse number 3 that I want to make is an oldie but goodie. I've made this as a blouse a couple of times, I've made it as a dress a couple of times, but I've never made it in a double gauze, and it is the Rhapsody top from Love Notions Patterns, and I want to try this in this embroidered double gauze fabric that I've got in my stash. I'm going to be honest, I can't remember where I got it from. It is a true double gauze with embroidery all over it, and I think it will go great with jeans and trousers, but be a little bit warmer I was going to say warmer but cooler. That doesn't make sense, does it? But double gauze is very breathable. That's the word, breathable. So although I'm going to have a long sleeved top made in it because I want to do the tulips or trumpet sleeves. They're one of my favourite sleeve styles and I think it will look great in this double gauze. So let's see what they say about the Rhapsody blouse. The Rhapsody is the perfect top and dress for your wardrobe. This blouse and dress is meant for lightweight and drapey wovens. Interesting because I'm doing it in double gauze. It features 9 sleeve options with a flattering curved hem, gathered at the yoke and French seams so the inside looks as nice as the outside. The V neckline is bound with self-made bias tape and can include ties to give a beachy feel. Not be going to the beach in this one, will I? Rhapsody features include meant for woven, blouse and dress views, 9 sleeves options with this one, including a short, capped, 3/4 cuff, 3/4 flare, 3/4 bishop and a trumpet sleeve and a full length bishop. And there are full bust options as well, so great for the busty ladies among us. Sizes from extra small to 5X, so huge size range on this. Skill level for it is intermediate. This next fabric I got when I was at the quilt festival from Roy's Material World, and it's interesting. I fell in love with this and I got the last 1.5 meters on the bolt. Phew. It's very William Morris, isn't it? And it was interesting when I was watching Kristen from the Dahlia Society, because I get so inspired by Kristen, so thanks for all your ideas. And indeed a couple of these blouses I spotted on her recent vlog and I've added them to mine shamelessly. But she also the other week showed this very same fabric. Now hers was on a crepe viscose base, but this one is a standard viscose. So interesting, and doubly interesting, one of the blouse patterns that she picked to make it in is the one that I have chosen as well. And it is the new Spilling the Tea blouse from Pattern Emporium. So let's see what they say about Spilling the Tea. The Spill the Tea tie top is a modern take on the classic tie neck blouse sewing pattern. No buttons, no fuss, just beautifully designed. The star feature is a tapered tie neckline that can be worn loose for on-trend urban look or tied in a bow for soft feminine impact. Pair it with a cap sleeve for a clean minimal silhouette, or go for the flared long sleeve with elastic at the wrist for something more romantic. Whether you're sewing in rayon, silk or soft linen viscose blend, this pattern adapts to your fabric and your style. Relaxed, refined, or somewhere in between. The sizing for this pattern is from a size 4 to a size 30. So quite good size range, and they recommend light to medium weight woven fabrics. The next pattern that I want to make is a big 4 pattern, amazingly. And it's one I've done before, and it's a Simplicity 9783 pattern. This is the pattern that I want to make. I've made it in a plaid fabric, which was lovely and warm, and I do still wear it. But I want to make it in a lighter weight fabric, and I've had this viscose stripe in my stash for the longest time. It's a really good quality fabric. Can't remember where I got it from, and I think because this goes on the wonk when you cut them out, it will look great playing with the stripes in this fabric. So what do they say about this pattern? Now, as with all Big Four patterns, you get precious little information and you don't get all the floaty details that you get with indie patterns. So it's pretty basic info, but it goes from, the pattern I've got goes from a UK 6 up to a 24. There are 4 top options. So there's one with a floaty sleeve, long floaty sleeve, one with a short cap sleeve, one that's cropped with a short cap sleeve, and one that is sleeveless. They recommended fabrics for this are challis, crepe, linen, silk, silky types, taffeta, and you need lightweight interfacing, and you'll need an invisible zip as well. But loving that top, and I think it will look stunning in that stripy fabric, so that is on my list. Next up is a pattern that's been in my stash for the longest time, and it is the VIKI Sews Edwig blouse, and I want to make it in this lightweight cotton, so it's like a cotton lawn. It's not see-through, but you know, heading that way, and it's got a little silver stripe through it as well. And I just thought it would look really pretty in the Edwig with its big puffy sleeves and its beautiful neckline, and all those little rouleau loops will be easier to make in this than they would in a viscose for sure. So what do they say about the Edwig? Edwig is a loose fitted blouse with a straight silhouette sewn in a lightweight fabric. The front features yokes and soft gathering at the top portion, a slightly dropped shoulder which gives a soft line to the shoulder slope, and a deep V-shaped neckline. The blouse is collarless. It fastens with button loops and buttons, with part of the button loops going up to the yoke, serving only as a decorative feature. Edwin features a long setting bishop sleeve with soft gathering ending in a tall cuff. The cuff also fastens with button loops and buttons. Edwig is below the hip length. So they recommend light to medium weight, non-stretch or with very little stretch, soft fluid fabric. And the sizing goes from a European 34 up to a European size 52. Next up on the fabric front is this beautiful yarn dyed. They class it as red, but it's bordering on a rosy, mid pink, reddy pink, whatever, definitely not red. And I want to make the Vogue V1874 in this. Now, this pattern has got lots of pleat details in, and one of my challenges this year was to get into more pleats. So I'm quite looking forward to making or trying to make this Vogue shirt. Being of the short variety, I'm going to have to shorten the length, and I think I will do that mid-pleat, so the pleats will be shorter. I want to do the hip length one so that it flutters around my hip area, and it'll be great with wide leg trousers or jeans, dress up, dress down kind of thing, so it fits well into the aesthetic that I'm trying to get for this autumn and winter. So what do they say about this shirt? Slightly flared top, has front and back 1-inch tucks, collar band, side front and side back seams, concealed button front closure, narrow and narrow hems. View A is hip length, view B is tunic length, and you can have long or short capped sleeves. So it comes in sizes 6 up to size 24, and the fabrics that they recommend are crepe, georgette, double gauze, shirting, rayon, and basically any light to medium weight fabric will work for this blouse. And I'm sure that this is going to elevate what can be quite a plain shirting fabric into something special. Nearly done, just 2 more to go. The next one I want to make in this beautiful double gauze fabric that I got from Lamazi Fabrics recently. Feels like really good quality, and I'm looking forward to sewing in this fabric. A lot of people are scared of double gauze, use it and hate it. And I'll be quite honest, I think it depends on the quality of the double gauze that you buy, on the experience that you get from it. I have found if you buy quality double gauze fabric, you don't have a problem with it. It does tend to be can be a little bit spongy, and it can be difficult to press. If you get one that's really ruchy, as I like to call it, it can be a little tricky. This one, it has got the ruche effect or the rimples in it, but they're not huge, and it feels quite sturdy. I think it also depends on how the backing, because it's 2 layers of fabric, how well they've been attached together. And if they're just loosely attached together, I'm guessing that's when the problems start and the fabric starts shifting on itself. Personally, I've never had a problem with double gauze. So what do I want to make? Sorry, I digress. What do I want to make with this beautiful fabric? I want to make an ATELIER SCAMMET pattern out of it, and it's their Artisan blouse. So let's see what they say about the Artisan. The Artisan is a straight blouse with shortened gathered sleeves around a wristband or simple short sleeves. Lined yoke with diagonal cutting at the front and a nice V low neck at the back with a thin tab above. Some gathers with little volume below the back and front parts. Can be lengthened into a dress, which is an interesting option. It has French seams and sheath finishes. I'll be honest, I am interested to know what sheath finishes are. If you know, let me know, but I will find out when I make the pattern, won't I? It has got that keyhole feature in the back, but it is high enough up so that it's bra friendly, and I think it's nice for the autumn. If you're worried about getting a bit of a chill on your back, you can layer it up with a lightweight cardigan over the top. And this colour blue is going to go great with the Atlas trousers that I made recently. So I want to make a long sleeved version of this blouse for the autumn to wear with the Atlas trousers. And then finally, but certainly not least, is another ATELIER JUPE pattern that's come on my radar, and it is the Gabrielle blouse. So the Gabrielle blouse is quite a plain fronted blouse with some beautiful big pleats down the edges that sit at the top of the sleeve heads, and just think will look great in what I've got left of my Paradise Found fabric from So Different Patterns. This is quite a busy, big pattern on it. I made a dress in it, absolutely loved the dress, but I had enough left to hopefully make one of these Gabrielle blouses as well. So let's see what they say about the Gabrielle. Gabrielle is a pattern for a lovely blouse. The front is slightly gathered at the neckline and is characterised by the long in-between piece that cuts the front and back vertically from shoulder to hem. Gabrielle has mid-length sleeves which are finished with fine trim and a stand-up collar. The back is cut at the centre back with a small slit at the top and buttons and collar to close the blouse. Gabrielle is gorgeous in a beautiful print, but equally as pretty in a plain fabric. to highlight the in-between pieces. It comes in EU sizes 34 to 52, which equates to a UK size 6 to 24. And they recommend you choose a light to medium weight fabric like viscose, fine cotton, tencel and linen. And they say the difficulty is between 2 to 4. So this one would be a great one for advanced beginners who want to dip their toe into blouse making. Get something with a really beautiful, loud pattern that you want to showcase and make yourself a Gabrielle blouse. I think it's going to be amazing and I can't wait to get mine made up in this. So there we go, 10 blouses. I wonder if I'll get them all made. Probably not, but you know, we can all aspire to making gorgeous blouses, can't we? I definitely need some more of them in my winter wardrobe and get me out of my woolly jumpers and sweatshirts and hoodies this winter. Start layering up is my plan with some beautiful blouses and gorgeous lightweight cardigans. So with that in mind, next week's Thursday vlog is going to be all about layering garments, or in the north, as we call them, a good warm cardi. So I hope you've been interested and inspired by my blouse ideas. If you've got any that you think my fabric choices will go with better than the ones that I've chosen, or you would switch the fabrics around, then let me know, because these are always, as always, very loosey-goosey plans that definitely change as the weeks and months go on. But we all have to start with something, and this is the start of my blouse planning journey, and you'll find out on my Monday Make Some Plans how I get on with it. So as I said, hope I've inspired you to start making some blouses. If you've never made one before, there are 2 or 3 in there that are definitely beginner blouse making friendly, that don't even have buttonholes on them. So give them a go and let me know how you get on. Oh, and if you've made any of these blouses already, any hints and tips are always welcome here. So have an amazing sewing week, and I will see you on Monday for an update on my shenanigans at my embroidery sewing retreat and find out what I made there. So see you on Monday, or I will see you next Thursday when we start getting all warm and snuggly. So take care, happy sewing, bye.